For those of us who've been playing games since day one, it's almost inevitable that an educational game or two has at some point snuck its way into our hands. For me, it was Jumpstart Second Grade, Zoombinis, Island Odyssey, and of course, many of the cult classics made by Humongous Entertainment. A bit earlier in the 90s, we had a series of edutainment games by Knowledge Adventure, which I never played, but they have just been re-released on Steam, and I find their early CG models, backgrounds, and UI simply fascinating. That's why, when I came across the prototype for Cyberpedia on itch, I had to do a double take because this thing just about perfectly nails that style, although at a higher resolution. Essentially, this is one of those lost computer program type games, but instead of this one being haunted or something along those lines, it faces a different problem. The educational exhibits, which once relied on various internet sources to provide them with pictures and text, have gone haywire due to broken links, the spread of misinformation, and a general lack of server upkeep. That leaves our mascot Bookworth here with a whole mess to clean up and not many hands to do it with. It seems like Cyberpedia was made for a university course, and whether developer BitCrush decides to continue with this project or create something new, I'm completely on board. Since we're on the subject of diving back into fictional media from the 90s, it's only right I also take a look at everyone's favorite game show, Maze Masters, and its behind-the-scenes companion disc, Frontiers of the Mind. I'll just read the description here verbatim because it explains it a lot better than I could. Between 1987 and 1994, the British channel Network 7 broadcasted 112 episodes of the TV game show Maze Masters, an interactive adventure targeting younger audiences. Only some parts of the show were aired. The different sections of this CD-ROM explore the format and the backstage of the show. The idea is to shed a new light on the strange events which have been revealed afterwards. Now, I did accidentally download the French version and completely missed the fact that there is also an English version, but I could still kind of get the main gist from the pictures and the menus. Either way, still extremely cool to see just how deep the lore for this abandoned show goes. From characters and rooms seen on the show to fan art, board games, and its many controversies, you really never know what you're about to uncover when you open a new page, and I really should go back and play this one in English. It's under wraps for now and maybe forever, but I'm also trying to create my own fictional lore universe type thing, and this may just be the most intricate version of one I've found to date. So everything I've talked about so far has been inspired mostly by the 1990s with graphics to match. And yeah, video games have graphics, we all know that, but what about books? Some books also have graphics, like this peculiar one I found in a thrift store last weekend. Now, I've seen other maze books, and they seem mostly to be composed of hand-drawn illustrations, but this one is straight out of the 2001 equivalent of Blender or whatever 3D software you use, and couldn't be more quirky and delightful. I especially like the mazes with all the ladders and bridges scattered about the place, like someone just left those there while they were finishing up construction. I don't know, should I get into collecting maze books? There are a ton of them out there, but it's too bad this one's going for almost $100 on eBay these days. Another CG book that wasn't anywhere near $100 is this fire-breathing birthday flip book by Fliptomania. It definitely wasn't my birthday when I picked this up, but how could I not treat myself to this beauty? Anyone else try to make flip books as a kid? Switching gears here, I'd now like to talk about a few interesting fan games. The first one is for UFO 50, which is this Nonogram spin-off based on Pilot Quest. Now, believe it or not, I've never played Picross in my life, but not to worry, I picked it up fairly quickly. So while I can't speak on the quality of the puzzles compared to other games in the genre, although these were great, I can speak on the dedication to creating an in-universe UFO 50 fan game. Much like the original Pilot Quest, this is also an incremental game, and solving puzzles will reward you with different currencies to spend in the shop. One of the comments I saw on itch was from someone who rolled credits after 77 hours, which is, quite frankly, bonkers. If the 50 original games weren't enough for you in UFO 50, here's one more. And for all you Nintendo heads out there, ever dreamed of exploring Woohoo Island without all those pesky sports? What about taking a walk along the scenic Moonview Highway without all those loud race cars zooming by? Well, now you can in Woohoo Island Explorer and no sidewalks in the Mushroom Kingdom. Personally, I never owned Wii Sports Resort, just the base Wii Sports, which go for $35 and $29 respectively. It's good to see that still no one wants Wii Fit, some things never change. And although I didn't own it, I did play the hell out of it at my cousin's house and loved the variety of both the sports and the locations that you do them in. Nintendo really hammed it up with the Frutiger Arrow vibes in the 2000s, starting with Wind Waker and Mario Sunshine, and then eventually bringing it into their line of sports games. But hey, I'm not complaining, especially now that I get to explore the island all on my own for the low price of free. Just don't ask me to do any sports. There literally aren't any to be found here. But there are a few cars still to be found on the highway, kind of. Not sure what happened to that guy. And man, these tracks sure weren't made to be traversed by foot because this is taking forever. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool though to see this place that I've been to dozens and dozens of times as a kid from a new perspective. And both these maps would be the perfect place for some surprise jump scares, but no, just a peaceful old walk in the park. But if you want Nintendo jump scares, look no further than Another Princess is in Our Castle, a first-person take on Super Mario 64. Since we took it back in time today, I'm gonna leave you with a trailer for the upcoming Frutiger Space, which may or may not remind you of your childhood, depending on when you grew up. Now this really may just be the most internet game I've ever seen.